real special. So Yogi, I'll let you tell them a little bit about it and then I'll end it.
This is the biggest, baddest damn shark in the damn country. It is 3 million years old, and it's one of the best shark teeth in the world, Megalodon. It's 66 feet long and as big as a tractor trailer. And this is a special one because it's almost 6 by 5. You don't find many of them. Only one has been found. It's a 7 ratio. So I'm going to give this, because it's about power and strength, this was a badass, believe me. You know, we don't need to use bad language, but we're going to give it to the main man. I call it the blue ball.
So we just want one last thing here. When I met Paul, we did Adventure America together. His theme song was Nelly, I Am Number One. This was the #1 shark in the ocean, top dog. So that's just the collector's item. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. That was a pleasant surprise. Thank you.
Coach Joe.
These guys are with me all the time in all my ventures. Every time I run a meet, these guys are there. Okay, and they've been there not just this year, but the last 2 years or 3 years. Jeremy's been with me since 2003. That's been my workout partner for 20 years. He has been with me through and through, up and down from New Hampshire, down to Florida, out to Las Vegas. He has been with me all the way. Ray Berry since 2006, Gene Berry since 2006, 5 or 6. They have been with me at every single World Championship. These guys. My right hand man, my left hand man, my right foot man, my left foot man. Like, these guys are just unbelievable. And Austin Buff, it don't matter what I ask, the job gets done. Always into me. Ed does record updates, rankings, and all the updates. He does the rules interpretation, rules chairman. They send out, if you're taking the judges test, he does the judges test. He grades the judges test. Nishama sends out all the forms, corrects them with him. She does all the website updates and membership. She does all the membership drives. Like, they do everything. You know, people sit there and say, oh, Paul's doing a great job. Well, Paul's not doing anything. These guys are doing it all. Like, I surround myself with great people and they do their job. They do an amazing job. I could not do it. No one person, I don't even know how they do it. It's like that much work. But thank you, Ed, for all you and Nishama do. Thank you. Let's go back a little while. TC, I love when he still calls me coach. He came to Currituck, North Carolina in 2006. I coached him in football and wrestling. And I love it when he still calls me coach. That's respect. That is respect. Some students, when they graduate, they hate ball, well, ball C, but that's not it. He's still coach, and that's respect. And I love this guy. But he's done a lot of different things since he graduated. He's one of the smartest people I know. Like, this guy is so smart. It's amazing. And I recognize talent. I can pull talent. A year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, I guess, he had resurfaced back in the area and wanted to get involved in some stuff. And I brought him in and said, okay, this is what we're going to do. And he made some suggestions. And he had a really good powerlifting background. At this point, I got him into the lifting back in high school. He did an amazing job. He still has a school record for bench press since 2008, I think it was. Anyhow, I knew he would be a huge asset to the Federation. I brought him in, seeing how it works out. He has done nothing but amazing things, and I made him a vice president. So when you see things come from TC as vice president, it's legit, okay? I had people say, who's this TC guy? Who's this guy? Is this another one of those scammers? Now, for you guys that know me, I think I get scammed more than anybody else. Like every other month, Paul, is this you? People asking, like, mimicking my Facebook page or Instagram and asking people, oh, I'm stuck here and I need a credit card or I need gift cards, and trying to get people to give things. And so I was getting a lot of calls saying, is this guy for real? Is he trying to scam us, one of those people? And but anyways, no, it's for real, and he's for real. And like another thing, like he had brought us from last year's level, which was great, to this year. That video backdrop doesn't happen without him. You know, the badge that you guys are wearing doesn't happen without him. Okay? We could have done it before. I don't have the time to do it. He took it on, he did it. He is very organized, time management. I mean, he's got all the skills. He's a great guy. He started his reckless training business, which was great. Again, this guy is amazing. I am so happy and proud to have him part of this federation. And we got huge things to look forward to in the future. Let's give it up for TC Harbaugh. But this is not a 100% Raw Hall of Fame. This is the North Carolina Strength Hall of Fame. The first one's going to be Mr. Gene Berry. All right, we're going to just try to get through this real quick. Harold Davis is not with us tonight, but we're going to give a nice round of applause for Harold. Jeremy, come on down. These are guys that will be getting inducted in the 100% Raw Hall of Fame real soon. Mr. Carl Elliott, come on down. See how slow he moves? That's how slow his 565-pound bench press moves. I guess I gotta say this. I gotta say one quick story about Carl. Shake all the way down. Back in 2000, gosh, what was it? How many years was that? 2004, 5? A long time ago. Yeah, a long time. So we're at the World Championships. Carl's got 500 on the bar. Very easy, that's 550. 500 on the bar. He comes down. Got like 2 inches off his chest. I'm like, Carl, what's up? He's like, I don't know. That's 500 again. Goes up about 3 inches. I'm like, oh my God, Carl, you're gonna bomb out. So Carl's a very religious person. He goes over in the corner, he starts praying. He comes back and I'm like, I can't know where he's gonna get to. I'm telling him, like, Carl's gonna bomb out. I can't believe it. Jeremy, you see this? Carl's gonna bomb out. Jeremy's like, I can't believe it. He comes down, and honestly, this is what it did. Press. And he gets it. And we're all going crazy. Hey, Paul, I want to go for the record. I'm like, Carl, the record's 550. You'd have to be 555. I got it. I'm like, God, if the air conditioning came on, you weren't getting that lift. I'm like, all right, go for it. Okay, you gotta hurt yourself, go for it. So he goes to 555. And you get it. Am I not, Jeremy, you were there, Gene, you were there, right? It was crazy. But yeah, this guy here, I love this guy. He was my workout partner. When I first came to North Carolina, it was kind of funny. So they didn't know who I was. And when this, I've only been in Elizabeth City for less than a week. And we go to this big powerlifting meeting, got Carl walking around. And this guy Tex, this guy Tex walking around, and there's big bad guys in the area. And here I am, half the size I am now, with like 192 pounds. And we're at this competition, and they're all benching, and Carl's opening up like 385, Tex is opening up like 400. And then there's this guy, Paul Bossy, opening up like 500 pounds. And they're like, who's this guy, Paul Bossy? They're all looking around, and they're not even looking at me, they think like, this guy's little, he ain't gonna do it. And then after that, Carl comes up to me, how'd you do that? So I said, hey, big guy, because he was like literally 50 pounds big, he was way big. I go, you listen to me, hang out with me, and you'll be way ahead of me. So he passed me, and I've been in the shadows ever since. But this guy here was a great workout partner, and then he got a job, he couldn't work out with me, and then I stole this guy over here to be my workout partner, and it's been great, nothing but great things ever since. All right, the last one for the North Carolina Hall is Mr. Daniel Cordy. His nickname is well deserved. We call him Big Dan. That's how he's in my phone, Big Dan. And this is the North Carolina Hall of Fame. And you can see these guys real soon for the 100% Hall of Fame next year. It's been like 1,000 show. All right. And Joe Rengier and Nick and guys, right? Guys, all you guys, put your hands up if you're all part of that AAU stuff back in the day, right? So AAU got sued for $100,000 for drug testing with their bodybuilding, and they said no more drug testing. So when they said that at the Junior Olympics in 1999, I believe it was, we were like, we don't want that. We want drug testing. So everybody walked away. I was the youth national chairman, Spiro was the regular chairman, national chairman. We had different roles. Joe had a role. Al Siegel was very high in it. I mean, it was huge. Like everybody in 100% Raw was AAU at the time. Ben Zach was North Carolina State chair. So when they said no drug testing, we walked away. So Spiro calls me and says, all right, we have options. We can go join ABAU. Al had just started the ABAU. He was open to start our own thing. I said, well, let's start our own thing. It'd be kind of cool to call our own shots. So we said, okay, that's what we did. And Spiro got it up, and he did he did everything. He did all that. I did nothing. I just brought kids to meets. And then in 2002, after 9/11, his calling was, I'm going to go support and fight for the country. So he went back to war and says, if you want it, you can take over 100% Raw. If not, I'm going to dissolve the corporation and it's going to go out. I said, no, I'll take it, I'll run with it. So he was gone from 2002 to 2006. I get a phone call in 2006 and he said, hey, I'm home. I'm like, wow. I go, where are you? Because he was living at the time up in DC, Maryland area. He was like, I'm in Melbourne, Florida. I said, that's really cool because we're coming down there in 2 weeks and we're gonna have our national championships in Orlando at SeaWorld. I would love to have him come, and he came back and we hooked him. We hooked him in good. He's like, I don't want nothing to do with powerlifting no more. I don't want to do it. I'm done. I'm burnt out. I'm good. You know, but we hooked him. We got him in there, and him and his wife Karen came in, and they both judged for us, and we got him back. We got him back and lifted, and it's great. He's our chairman in Florida now, and he's doing great things down there, and he's going to be in the Hall of Fame tonight. But it started right there. If it wasn't the Sparrow, I'm telling you right now, there's no 100% raw because I didn't know how to do it. His dad, I believe, was a lawyer, and knew how to do it. So that's where 100% raw originated. That's where it came from. I just took the torch and kind of ran with it. That's all it had. Okay, but that's the man right there. So back to the next thing. So we didn't have memberships like we do. We didn't have numbers. I started this membership thing, and so I started with membership number 1. Okay, well I'm going to take number 1. So I took number 1, and now we're up to 18,000 and whatever. So you guys, who just recently bought a membership for 100% raw? Raise your hand. Did you get your number? Did it have a number? No. Okay. Okay. Well, we have a new system that we're going through, and I'm not so sure it's given cards, but if you email me, I can give you the number because it goes onto an Excel spreadsheet. But we're up over 18,000 since that time. We've had 18,000 members come in and we can go on or whatever. This gentleman is number 420. Okay? And there's nobody else in the federation until you get to the next closest number is like 10, 11,000. So that's a lot of lifters that have come and gone. But he's still part of the federation. He's a lifetime member. And another thing, raise your hand if you're a lifetime member here. Anybody that's a lifetime member, tomorrow, see my wife at the head table. I've got free shirts for everybody who's a lifetime member. I got a spreadsheet, she's gonna check your name off, and I got a shirt, 100% raw shirt, so 100% raw powerlifting federation, established 1999. It has www.rawpowerlifting.com, and then right below that, it says lifetime member. So if you're a lifetime member, tomorrow, see my wife, she's gonna check your name off, and you're gonna get a free shirt. We have over, gosh, I wanna say it's like over 250 lifetime members right now. Okay, so let's give it up for all the people that lifetime members. So, lifters come and go. Lifters come and go. And this guy has been with us forever, since 2000. Well, and we started the number system around 2004. That's when we started numbers. And from 2004 to 10,000 numbers, it's probably like 2010 or 11. A lot of people have come and gone and no longer with the federation. This man is still part of the federation. He had a heart attack and a couple strokes a couple years ago, so he hasn't been lifting with us, but he still sends me a Christmas card every year saying I'm still kicking. And we recognized him a couple years ago, but he didn't get a ceremony like this. You know, it was during the awards at the World Championship. He said, hey, we want to present a plaque, you're the first Hall of Fame person. But I didn't feel that was enough. And I felt like, no, he needs to be here. He needs this. If anybody deserves it, our first ever inductee into the Hall of Fame needs to be here. So last weekend, me and the wife drove up to Norfolk, looking around for him, and we found his house, and he wasn't home, but we left a note on there, and 2 days later, I got a phone call. But I want to re-recognize and introduce and induct Mr. Ira Brooks into our Hall of Fame. Nick Minetti, come on down. Actually, you should say something. Linda Lightly, come on down.
Linda.
First of all, I want to say how excited I am, humbled to be amongst Hall of Famers. It's been a wonderful ride for me. I started lifting when I was 63 years old, so I want everybody to know, it's never too late. When I first lifted, I went to a gym and I was so afraid. My husband said to me, you need to hire a trainer. Hire a trainer and he'll show you what to do and then you can do it yourself. Okay, so I hired this wonderful trainer and I trained with him for 30 minutes, twice a week. That was when I was 63 years old. 60 years later, 16 years later, I'm training with Wayne Dillon. The reason I am standing here today before you is because of Wayne. He's done a marvelous job with me. And a couple of things he has said to me. Linda, I never put a weight on a bar that you cannot lift. Once I lifted, and he said to me, how did that feel? And I said, it was wonderful. How much was it? And he said, 268 pounds. And that was a deadlift. So, it goes to say. And one final thing that he does say to me all the time is, your last set, your last lift is the most important because you're tired. And when you're tired, you've got to put forth that extra effort. You can do it. So, I want to thank everybody for this wonderful opportunity to be here and stand before you. I want to thank 100% Raw. It's the only federation that I've lifted for and will continue to lift. I'm looking forward to my next age group. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mr. Joe Aregia.
Someone get some aspartame. Look at that walk.
That deadlift was hurt good today. Mr. John Shiflett. And I'm going to have John just say a word about another Hall of Famer who's no longer with us, but it was John's right-hand man for quite some time. So he'd Johnny just say this something.
Well, Nick know who this is for sure. The great Will Morris. He was the IPF world champion many times over. Cut my teeth lifting with him, and he showed us the ropes, and he lifted with 100% Raw. We converted over and lifted with 100% Raw. Really passed 2009. We tremendous lifter, just a tremendous meet director, and he was our sheriff in our county. He was walking tall Park 12. So yeah, he was really good. So the great Will Morris is inducted today as well.
Billy Ray Powell, come on down. Former Air Force veteran. Look at that suit, man. Snazzy. All right. Well, This next guy, when I was growing up, coming through the ranks, looking in Powerlifting USA, I'm like, this cannot be possible. There ain't no way this guy is lifting this kind of weight. He's got to be so juiced up on steroids. There ain't no way. And I'm looking at these lists, I'm like, boy, it just be amazing. It must be nice to be able to walk in someplace and know you're just going to win hands down. And then he joins the federation. Oh boy, he joins our federation? He's getting tested. And yeah, we tested him once. We tested him twice. We did urine tests. We did polygraph. We did a water test on him. Every single test come back. It's so clean, perfect. This guy, hands down, and I'm not just saying this because this isn't just Mr. Rock. He is an IPF world champion multiple times. And this guy, he is the greatest pound for pound, drug-free powerlifter, raw powerlifter of all time. Of all time. Like, I don't care what organization you go to, this guy is the #1 greatest drug-free powerlifter that walked the earth. Okay? Even at 66, 7 years old, still showing up and still winning the Open, still winning the best lifters, Mr. Tony Conyers. He's a true legend. Today I saw that little picture of him. Somebody had, who had that picture of him today? Was that Scott Cruton? From the 80s? Somebody had a picture of doing that in the 80s and he was embarrassed.
That 683 squat, right?
Nick Benetti. Where's Nick?
Yeah, the 683 squat.
683 pound squat in his body. Amazing. This guy.
And don't forget about like
Animal.
WPO stuff.
Chill Will Lynch, come on now. Chill Lynch is 485 pound bench. First time I met this guy. First time I met him. Because I used to run a bench press meet during the day, bodybuilding at night. He shows up to our bench press meet. This was back in 2003. And he benches at 180 pound body weight, 179 pound body weight, he benched 485 pounds. Passed the drug test. Heard me, I was running a bodybuilding meet that night. Hey, can I do bodybuilding here? I'm like, sure. He takes first place in the bodybuilding meet. Never trained to be a bodybuilder at all. Took first place in the bodybuilding and bench press. That's Will Lynch. Just give it up for Will. This next one, Karen Porter, come on down. They say big things come in small packages. Well, this is the big thing with small packages. She has more world records. Like, I don't even know. Ken, can you tell me how many world records she's broken? What we did? 135? 35 world records for this young lady. $35 world records. Big things come in small packages. That's the small package right there. Dynamite. Next up, Jim Marcio. I had the pleasure of lifting with Jim in Italy in 2011 with Team USA. And Jim is just an amazing lifter with an incredible deadlift. And here we go today. Bugs Bear. Buzz, you gonna sing a song for us or what? Bugsy Elvis Bear with a 605 pound deadlift and squat. Animal. And last but not least, about a little over a year ago, this gentleman had reached out to me and said, hey, have you ever thought about doing a Hall of Fame? I'm like, yep. I said, but we've got 2 people in it. And if anybody knows me, they know I'm pretty busy. And the joke I say about myself is I'm busy as a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest. Okay? So between school and teaching and coaching and running businesses and my personal life and lifting on my own, training people, it's just, I don't have time to do it. He said, I'll take it and I'll do it. And I'll get John and got Mona involved, and they started a little committee, and they put the committee. I think I'm running out of juice here. We gotta go quick. Anyways, it's this man why we're here today. If he didn't do all the legwork and send out all the forms and create the forms and create the ballots and the point scoring systems on how to get into the Hall of Fame, he did all the work, all of it. And actually, he's not the last but least. There's one more. Two. Oh gosh, I'm missing a couple parts. Okay, that's okay. Anyways, so that Pete Miller and Roy Apsaloff both have come together with John Shiflett and Mona, formed a committee, and they had created all this. Let's give it up for Pete and Roy. Any of my boys in here? Austin, can you come here for a minute? Can you run them back down to the room on top of the table? I think there's a couple more plaques down there. Where the curl bars are. Pete, come on up. You're one of them too. This is Pete's 11th Hall of Fame. 11. And I believe your plaque is down there, it's coming. And then the last person is a gentleman that we used to go back and forth in battle and have lots of fun little competitions. And back in our heyday, I guess you call it. So we used to sit there and say, hey, let's have some fun. Let's do a 350-pound bench press for reps and see who can win. And we'd go out there just kind of, just see what we can do. And I never beat him. He always beat me by 1 rep. I do 20, he does 21. So I was training like the son of a gun before the world and said, okay, I'm gonna get him this year. Jerry pushed me. Jerry's over there pushing me real hard. I come in the next year, I got 22 reps. He does 23. So then one year I said, okay, my shoulder's hurting really bad. I'm gonna sit here and talk it down like I can't do much. He still beat me. So anyways, Mr. Scott Kuzma with his big old 500-pound bench press. Scott Kuzma designed the ring for him to check off. A Hall of Fame ring, he's got a beautiful ring on his hand. And everybody who's up here today, we have forms. If you want to buy a ring, you can. If tonight you can't get it, you can always email me and I'll send you the form. And your plaque is coming, it's down the other. I took out some of the plaques and put them up there on the table up there. But that's it.
Let's not fight it. There's one more plaque here on the table, and as Paul said, I volunteered and I put this together for Paul, and we had a committee, and Paul did not want to honor himself. So we as the committee took a vote, and it obviously was unanimous, and we're honoring Paul Bossy as part of the Hall of Fame. You learned from history. You learned how Paul ran with this thing, and I know for me, for my son, for everybody in this room, nobody would be here if Paul hadn't done all this work over all these many years. And he absolutely deserves to be in this Hall of Fame.
You ever hear the old saying, out of sight, out of mind? I thought I had all the plaques down here, and I'm going off the plaques because I can't remember anything. And anyhow, we got a few more plaques. I don't know how I think it's been a long couple of days. But Ed Cooten, please come down here. Ed Cooten and his wife, Shonda. I've already told you earlier, I'm not going to go over it again. This guy here is Mr. Alex, you in here? All right. Alex is going to come up and accept this award. My rule is, if you can't show up to the presentation, you're not going to get it at all. Okay, if we don't mean that much to you, that you don't show up, then you're not getting in. We made an exception here because he's 94 years old. On his 90th birthday, he only weighs 148 pounds. On his 90th birthday, he went into the gym and did 405 for 3 reps. Okay, on 90, I don't know if I lived to 90, I'm not doing it for that. Jeez, okay? This guy is one of the greatest powerlifters, also Canadian legend. He's from Canada, from Calgary, and he sent Alex something. Alex is going to have to go to the abbreviation here.
Okay, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 100% Raw President Paul Vossi, distinguished guests, Hall of Fame inductees, and fellow athletes. My name is Alex Reski. I'm this year's captain of Team Canada, and it's my honor to be representing Mr. Joe Stockinger, who is being inducted into the 100% Raw Powerlifting Hall of Fame this evening. In a few weeks, Joe will be turning 94 years old, and unfortunately he doesn't travel anymore, so it's my pleasure and honor to participate in his induction. Joe was born in Munich, Germany in the month of December 1929. Joe, looking for a better life, immigrated to Canada as a young man and settled in Medicine Hat, Alberta. Currently he resides in Pincher Creek, Alberta. Joe immediately took up Olympic lifting and on April 25, 1959 competed in the second annual Alberta Weightlifting Championships. Joe weighed in at 148 pounds and completed a 205-pound press, 200-pound snatch, and 255-pound clean and jerk for a 660-pound total. He easily won his division, and the legend was born. Joe opened his own gym in Medicine Hat, Alberta in the early 70s, aptly named Joe's Gym. Joe began his competitive powerlifting years with the IPF. Joe competed in 32 major championships, winning gold 25 times, placing 6 times, and only missing the platform once. Joe also took up refereeing and traveled everywhere. Joe is one of the true pioneers in powerlifting in Western Canada, not only in lifting, but as an official. In early 2014, our chairman of 100% Raw Canada, Herb Beckenstead, received a phone call, and it went something like this. Herb, ring ring. Hello, this is Herb speaking. Joe. Hello, my name is Joe Stockinger. I'm looking for Mr. Herb Beckenstead. Well, hi Joe, this is Herb, and it's actually Mr. Joe Stockinger. Why, yes, it's truly me. Have you heard of me? Of course. I've heard of you and what you do. I have the honor of you calling me. Well, I've heard about you and 100% Raw and all the amazing things that you're doing for powerlifting, and I would like to offer my services to you in any way that I can. This is something you need or would like? Herb. Joe, I would be honored to finally meet you, and of course, I would love for you to join us here at 100% Raw. Sorry. From the initial phone call, Joe became an ambassador for 100% Raw Canada, but that only lasted for a short time as his desire to still compete burned deep within him. Beginning in 2015 and lasting until 2019, Joe competed in numerous 100% Raw events, both in Canada and World Championships in the USA. Joe immediately became a 100% Raw referee as well as officiating in numerous events. Joe's major accomplishments in 100% Raw and world records in the squat, bench, deadlift, and knee totals in both the 67.5 kg class and the 75 kg weight class. He was 80 plus age in those categories, and Joe achieved these records between the ages of 85 and 90 years old. Joe has numerous videos on YouTube, his deadlifting the most famous being the video where he deadlifted 405 pounds for 3 reps at 90 years old. Truly amazing. Just a week ago, Joe was repping out deadlifts for 3 sets of 3 reps with 360 pounds with 1 month before his 94th birthday. Joe has been lifting and competing for 7 decades. Joe is the only man to hold international level referee cards in Olympic weightlifting, IPF powerlifting, and 100% Raw powerlifting. Like we said before, it's unfortunate Joe couldn't be here this evening, but yet again, I'm truly honored to be representing him here as he is inducted into the 100% Hall of Fame. Joe is truly deserving of this honor and is very grateful. But to quote Joe, I'm getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. That is great, and thank you. But little old me, I haven't really done anything. Thank you to 100% Raw Powerlifting and my family, my friends, and everyone who inspired me, trained with me, and helped me along the way. What a great 70 years. All the best, Joe. Wow.
one last thing, and we're gonna break.
It was just nice when Paul was giving that little talk down memory lane. It brought back so many memories. But when we first started the Federation, that Raw, redeemed among the world, it was all about God. That was what that's what we wanted to do. To start crying, right? Okay, but in a couple of things, we wanted to honor guys that served in the military, that police, firefighters, and armed forces division. That was from the start. And the other thing was the kids. And I don't know if you guys heard me today when we were announcing, every time those kids came up, it was like, get behind these guys. That's the future of the sport. That's what it's all about. Because like Tony and I always say, that Tony and I have known each other for over 40 years. It's not about powerlifting. It's about people. That's what it's about. And Paul, that's why I selected Paul 20, however many years ago it was, God, it was forever, before I left for Afghanistan, because I knew that it would be this, when I got back home. And I'm so grateful that God brought me back home in one piece, right? And it was such an honor to live with you guys today, and we are so excited about the future. This guy has done a phenomenal job.
All right, well, this is your 2023 class. 100% Raw Hall of Fame. Give it up for everybody. Now, we're all going to be treated to a pro curl. I hope you guys have enough energy to watch and cheer these guys on. We have an amazing event coming up. We're going to be as quick as we can. Curlers, female curlers, start warming up. I know it's late, but try to muster it in.